You know, we're here on the Queen Mary 2. It's a big occasion, you know, and it's only so fitting that we come in with, that we do something large and spectacular for an occasion like The Greatest Showman. It's a film that's going to feel good. It's a family film, but it's also about celebrating differences and celebrating diversity, and also about dreaming big. So, you know, there's something that's really important for the holidays. It's going to feel good, and I think it's just going to be, you know, awesome for families to go and flock to and really have a good time. And the music is awesome too. You know, anytime you can come up with something that has a really good soundtrack where you can really dance and boogie to, I think that just, it's a formula for a really great thing.
Queen Mary 2 is involved in this world premiere of The Greatest Showman here in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal. She's an ideal venue for such a movie premiere, and not only that, Cunard has a connection with P.T. Barnum that goes back a long way into the 1800s. He took several Atlantic crossings on Cunard. They have filmed some of the movie in the old Cunard building, which is an Italian Renaissance style building on Broadway, Lower Manhattan. So there's a big connection. So it's a perfect venue.
I play Philip Carlyle, who is a young playwright who meets P.T. Barnum and is sort of seduced by his talk of show business and what he kind of represents. And this new show he's putting on, which kind of seems like a big risk at the time. And but Philip's willing to take it and goes on this journey with P.T. Barnum, and along the way meets the love of his life. I mean, there's so much to take away from the movie. I think P.T. Barnum really was unique in that he really wanted to bring forward different people of all different race, shapes, sizes, you know, of any stereotype, and rather than hide them as was typical in 1850, he gave these people the courage to feel free and to enjoy the spotlight and to really embrace who they are as individuals. And I think that that's an important message for today and for today's generation. There's something about singing a song to somebody, singing singing about true love, that's really like the pinnacle of feeling, like not just in movies, but in life. It really is just, it's very fun, it's very fulfilling. And it goes back to my roots. That's how I was kind of raised and what I enjoyed when I was young. So, I don't know, it's in my blood. I think I'm a star-crossed lover at heart.
I played Jenny Lind, who was one of Scandinavia and Europe's biggest opera singers back in the 1850, I'd say the 19th century. She meets P.T. Barnum at a grand opening in front of the Queen of England. And I think at this point in the story of P.T.'s life, he's realizing that he needs to break into the high society for his variety, sort of oddity circus to actually become respectable. And a collaboration starts between Jenny Lind and P.T. Barnum. I think it is, for me, the simplicity, actually, of a story of a man's life. And how it can take so many different shapes and variations. And also what I like is, in today's society, we haven't really got further when it comes to class system. We're still trying to break barriers, I hope. So we're still battling the same issues, but it's just colourful. I have loved making this film. I loved seeing the film. And I just hope people go and experience what I did when I sat down, and I felt blown away by it.
I think the real message that I would love that people took away was that, you know, we should celebrate our differences. You know, when people have something that makes them unique, they shouldn't be ashamed of it. And the other is one of family. Like, family is so important. And, you know, particularly at Christmas time, it's great to be reminded that your real riches are not materialistic. They're the people around you that love you.
I play Charles Stratton. He becomes Tom Thumb throughout the film, and he sort of gets recruited by P.T. Barnum to play in the circus. And it's sort of a little bit, it sort of relates to my own story, so it's quite cool to be able to play a character so similar to myself. Working with Hugh was absolutely amazing. He's been my role model since I was 8 years old, so a massive dream come true. Zach, like, I've watched all of his films, so I love him as well. Zendaya was amazing. She's so sweet and so kind-hearted. So it was fabulous to work with such a talented cast.
The movie is genuinely open-hearted, inspirational and fun, and it will put a smile on your face. You will remember those songs. You won't be able to get them out of your head. The music is fantastic, and it's also got a great message about inclusion, about tolerance, and I think all those things make it a perfect family film for this time of year. Well, I really wanted to do a movie musical. Larry Mark, who produced the Oscars with me, came with this idea of P.T. Barnum, and I'd always been fascinated by him. I knew a little bit about him, but I thought he was a perfect larger-than-life character, a pioneer who saw the world completely differently than anyone else. I've loved musicals since I was a kid. I love the challenge of doing an original movie musical. I love working at a studio that has the guts to greenlight a movie musical original for the first time in 23 years. It's so exciting to me, you know, and I think when it works, literally it fills you up, like it fills your heart. It makes you stand and cheer and smile, and if you're anything like me, you might even cry a little bit during this one.
I feel like Helen Barnum is that one character that you always find that's always the crazy, always hyper, always have energy, running around the place. But then at night, it's like I go to sleep and then I'm asleep. But then in the morning, I pop right up and I get going straight away.
That's kind of like Cameron Seeley, like her own self.
Yeah, it's me, but then I get to transfer that into Helen Barnum too.
Hugh is the funniest, most amazing person you will ever meet. He is so nice, so kind. He's so fun to act with because not only will he he plays with us on set. Like, he could go back to his trailer and stuff, but instead he decides to stay on set, talk with us, play games with us. Like, we have so many memories and stuff, and it's really nice.
We're very excited to be here. This has been a long time coming. We've been working on this movie for a few years, and we can't believe that we're here on a cruise ship right now talking about The Greatest Showman. And there's Rebecca Ferguson!
We're really excited to be here, and I think that I think everyone's goal was to make a film that was entertaining, and it's a family-friendly film that for people around the holidays, and we're excited to, for us, we got to write a score that was very leaning into joy and leaning into fun and magic and wonder, and so we're excited to have written that and to be part of a film that celebrates that.
Queen Mary 2, it's very fancy, and we've been saying it feels like a very Barnum-esque move. I can't think of many film premieres that have happened on the Queen Mary 2, so this feels like something totally out of the ordinary.
Like the kind of thing he would say. It would be like, well, then just do it on the ship. And they're like, on the ship?
Can we do that?
Yep.
And here we are.
I play the bearded lady in the film, The Greatest Showman, and it sort of becomes the turning point for all the oddities who don't feel accepted or wanted, and all of a sudden becomes an anthem for everyone to just continue on, and who you are is okay because you can't change it, and you shouldn't need to change it or want to change it because it's going to be all right in the end. We're in a society right now, in an environment where there's a lot of anger and a lot of hatred, and it's time for us to just celebrate who we are. It's because no more of that. There needs to be some kind of joy, happening somewhere, and that's what we're here to bring in everything and anything that we are and what we do and say and what we represent.
I'm the bad guy. If there is a bad guy in this show, someone who's skeptical of Barnum and what he's trying to do, sort of the elitist uptown crowd who does plays and has gotten a little bit stuffy, I think. And Barnum is a person that appeals in a kind of populist sort of way to more working class people who are curious. Michael is really saying, like, there are all of us people out there that are sort of hiding in corners and whatnot that have a story and are important, and it's important that they share it, that people are open to that experience, and it may be scary and hard to do, but that ultimately we're very interested in everybody's story.
Joy is the first thing that at least comes to my mind when I watch the film, and love, and it's all about self-acceptance, and I think a huge part of at least the storyline I'm in is leading with your heart and allowing love to decide, and love be more powerful than anything. So yeah, I just hope people leave with smiles on their faces. It was amazing. We made a really good team. We quite literally had to hold on to each other and protect each other and take care of each other, so that was a really great icebreaker, I guess you could say.